In this video, we will be covering viewing all sample locations from the guest perspective in FreezerPro. Note that the guest role in the system is the lowest ranked role that permits a user to view all sample locations. This tutorial will take place primarily in the main navigational panel on the left-hand side of the user interface and in the main view window. To begin, expand the Freezers and Boxes section. A user with only the View All Sample Locations role right may do only that, view sample locations. Users with only this role right will not be able to perform functions such as print barcodes, copy and paste samples, create new samples or freezers, or create new sample alerts. Users may only view samples in their locations. Double-click on a freezer to bring up the samples list view, and you will be able to see all of the samples which you have access to view in the system. Users may double-click on any of these samples to view them in the box view. Note that users will only be able to view samples in the freezers, subdivisions, and boxes which they have access to. If a freezer's access permissions are set to no access for the guest user's user group, the user will not see any of the samples in those locations. In the Samples, Groups, and Sources section, guests may view all of the boxes in all of the freezers, as well as trash cans, the samples archive, and samples and locations via the available tools. If the user had previous permissions to create samples, those samples can be viewed in the My Samples in All Freezers section. If the user had previous permissions to import samples, those samples can be viewed in the My Samples Import section. The guest user may also view all of the samples he or she has access to in the All Samples in All Freezers section. The guest may view samples by expiration date by using the Samples by Expiration Date tool. Furthermore, if there are any samples in the staging and receiving area, the guest user may view them there as well. In short, a guest user may simply see what is in the system and where each sample resides, permission allowing. This concludes the Guest View All Samples in All Locations video tutorial. Up next, we will discuss working with sample sources. To review, guests may view samples in any location for which they have permission. Guests cannot perform additional actions in the system without the necessary role rights and responsibilities.